Good afternoon. How are you today? It's Tess Crawley here, clinical and forensic psychologist and director of Dr. Tess Crawley and Associates. I've been thinking today a little bit about self-care, just on the back of Mental Health Week and BPD Awareness Week. There have been some posts floating around about looking after yourself isn't selfish, and actually it's such an important message. And today I had the opportunity to reflect. Actually last night I was reading something, and then something else came up today where I had the opportunity to reflect on the fact that I've been burning the candle at both ends lately, working wise, because my kids are on school holidays, so of course I'm spending as much of my days as I can with them, which means once they've gone to bed I've been up quite late doing work related things, and you know, that doesn't make for a happy camper long term. Short term it's probably okay, but long term it's not ideal. So what I wanted to do very quickly, I'm going to share this into the Stigma Rebellion, and if you haven't joined the Stigma Rebellion yet, I want to know why, because it's a great opportunity for you to interact a bit more privately with me when I'm doing these live videos, because on my business page, this main page here, you can communicate with me while I'm live. Of course you can, but your friends and family on Facebook might see the comments and see the interactions, which is fine if you're not bothered by that. But if you are bothered by that, then you could jump straight into joining the Stigma Rebellion, which is the closed Facebook page, and closed means that it's a bit more private, so only other members of the group, if you're commenting from within the group, only other members of that group can see those comments, which means it's a bit more of a tight-knit community feel. We're all in there together supporting one another. So self-care. Okay, I'll pop that aside now that I've done my sharing bit. So thinking about self-care, I thought, okay, there's lots and lots of information and lots of ideas out there around how you can really engage in some really healthy practices to look after yourself, but I thought I would just give you today my top 3. Now if you ask me again tomorrow, my top 3 might change, because there are so many good ideas, but I thought I'll just boil it down to 3 for you today. And of course the first one, and this is the pot calling the kettle black at the moment, but the first one is sleep routine. Okay, yes, I'm talking to myself now. Okay, so a good sleep routine, getting up at around about the same time each day and going to bed at around about the same time each day helps train your brain to know when sleep is coming. And having a routine before bed helps also to train your brain to know what's coming next, i.e. sleep, and your brain will do all the right things to release all the right neurochemicals and hormones associated with sleep so that you'll get to sleep easier. So a good sleep routine is really important. Now that doesn't have to be strictly adhered to, of course. Some things that some people have been suggesting lately, which I really like the idea of, I actually set a nighttime alarm for my kids because I love sitting down with them at the end of the night and we can get carried away chatting and watching TV and things. So I set a nighttime alarm that lets us all know that it's time to go and clean our teeth, and then they know that shortly after that's bedtime. So I'm actually committing today to you that I'm going to start doing that for myself as well. Now that brings me to my second self-care tip, and that is down tools. Down tools. We need to have a time where we down tools. Now downing tools might be for you, you know, if you're sort of person who's sitting with spreadsheets and bits of paper laid out all over your dining table at the end of the day doing some work from home, you need a set time when you're going to put all that away and just relax. For me, it's mostly social media, so I might be posting things to social media, or I might be promoting things on social media, or I might be sharing things from one group to the next, or catching up on other things that I'm trying to learn about on the internet. And good afternoon, Amanda. I thought you might join me this afternoon. I'm glad you're here. It's also about my laptop. So I'm usually sitting on the couch with my laptop open, working away on one thing or other. I'll have another device on either side of me because I've got all the social media stuff going as well. And that's all work related. I've actually learned a trick in how to turn off my newsfeed on Facebook so I'm not distracted by that. But I'm still on social media doing work related stuff. So for me, downing tools is closing all those devices. This is another thing. This is number 2 that I'm committing to do to you not to you, committing to you that I will do. As of today, I'm going to start that nighttime alarm, which is time for me to down tools. So downing tools means putting all that stuff away, and then this is again part of that pre-sleep routine, so they do go together. Then if I want to do something, staying up a little bit longer, if I'm not quite ready for bed, I can read a book, or I can look at a magazine, or I could, oh, God forbid, I could talk to my husband. And then it's a quieter time before time for sleep. Okay, so the first tip was a good sleep routine. The second tip is down tools time at the end of every day. So have a routine around when it's time to stop working, so you do have some relaxation time before bed. Number 3, my third tip for you today on self-care is fresh air. Okay, now when I was teaching at the university, I used to say to my students all the time, you need time when you're learning and you're about to go off and write this essay or this experimental report, you need time for the dust to settle. All that information that you've just crammed in there, you need to let the dust settle. And I would say to my students, I want you to all go and put your books down, go and sit outside on your front step in the sun with a cup of tea, and do nothing until you finish that cup of tea. Give your brain some time for all that dust to settle with all that new learning that you've crammed in there. And I say that's so important for all of us to think about that, having time outdoors in a spot of sunshine just to be. Now for you, it might not be that you've got somewhere where you can sit. Oh, Amanda's telling me I'm off to a 4-day retreat this weekend for my self-care up the mountain, plenty of fresh air. Oh, Amanda, I'm so jealous. I love that idea. That sounds beautiful. And Amanda's a colleague, and she's on the Gold Coast. So I'm guessing it's the Gold Coast hinterland that you're heading to, Amanda, which is a beautiful part of the world. I'm very happy that you're doing that. That sounds beautiful. So fresh air outdoors. Now it might be that you want to go hiking, that's your way of getting some time outside. It might be that it's just a walk to the local shop to get your coffee and back. Or it might be that you're going to sit on your front step with a cup of tea in the sunshine and just get some quiet time. Mount Tambourine, beautiful. Okay, so then what I want you to do when you're having that quiet time is also a bit of silence. So that fresh air, that silence, that it's almost like a meditation moment, but not necessarily really meditation. It's just some quiet, reflective time. And Natalie's joined us too. Natalie's another colleague. Hi, Nat. I'm glad you're here this afternoon. I'm doing 3 top tips for self-care. Now, these are my 3 top tips today. As I've already said to everybody, my 3 top tips tomorrow might be something different. But I'm committing to a better nighttime sleep routine. I'm committing to a down tools alarm each night. And I regularly do the cup of tea on the front step in the sunshine to just clear my head already. So those 3 things are really easy, achievable things for you to do. Keep in mind what I recommended yesterday. My number 1 top tip for mental health is to talk to someone if you're struggling. So you can talk to us, you can talk to your GP, you can talk to your friend, you can talk to your dog, you can talk to, giving that vocalization to how you're feeling, doesn't matter who you're talking to, is the first step to helping you decide whether or not that's enough or whether you need to actually act and do something else and get some help formally. That's it from me today. Please do let me know if you're enjoying these videos. Give it a thumbs up or a love. You're welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is where all these videos end up, and then they're all safely in one easy accessible place. You can also jump onto our website, tesscrawley.com.au. Under the blog section there, a lot of these videos are being transcribed and republished as blogs, so you can either watch the video again or you can read about them, but they're taking a little longer to prepare. If we can help you in any way, please feel free to contact my Hobart office, 0362232122, or our website has a contact page where you can jump on and ask a question or ask us to get in touch with you. There's also an option on my website which I haven't really talked much about, but we have a number of provisional psychologists in the practice who have a bit more time in their diaries than the rest of the team members do, and so we make them available on the website there's a spot there where you can sign up for a free Skype, we call it a free Skype chat, but it can be a chat over the phone, it can be a chat via Skype, to just touch base and see how you're traveling, see whether or not you're interested in seeing a psychologist, find out what psychologists do, and find out whether it's something that might be of benefit to you, find out who's in my practice and whether or not they're going to be the right person for you, and so on. Have lots of questions answered. So there's always that's a free option for you to get some advice or some insight into what it's like to see a psychologist. That's it from me today. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for joining me, Nat and Amanda. It was lovely to have you with me. I can see there's a couple of other people there who haven't said hello, but I'm saying hello to you anyway. Have a fabulous evening, whatever you're doing, and I will chat to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.